Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing a short duck set, but the tip is going to be like the moon shape, kind of like. But keep on watching if you want to see how this come out. The first thing I'm going to do is make sure I shape the nails with my fine bit. You can do this with a sanding band as well, either or, whichever one makes you comfortable. But I'm going to be using this one right here because it's easier and it's faster. And I'm just going to go ahead and go right directly from the middle and shape out that moon shape. One thing I can say when you're doing the moon shape, you have to make sure your client finger is straight. And if you notice, I'm literally going from the knuckle and I'm bringing my drill down just so I can kind of like make sure it's very straight and even, because you do not want one side to be higher than the other side, because once you lay that acrylic down, that's what it's going to be given. So for the next couple of seconds, you're just going to be seeing me do the same thing on the next 3 nails. But you can also do this like after, like you can keep it the duck shape and do the moon after, the moon shape after your after you do the application. But to me, it's a lot more easier when you do it before, so that way you don't have to do so much drilling and shaping and stuff like that. So now I'm going to use my sanding band to blend out the middle of the tip. And I'm going to also still go over the moon shape to make sure it's very even in the sidewalls. Once I'm done shaping the nails, I'm going to dust it off really good, and I'm going to use my Young Nail Swipe. And now I'm going to use my Young Nail Protein Bond, apply that to the nails 2 times. But before you do that, you have to make sure you dust the nails off. Dust the nails off really good so you won't have no lifting. So the color we're going to be using is Valentino Prettiest Pink. This is one of my favorite pinks. Light, very nice. It's not too bright, but it's like really nice for a French. And I love it. So when you're doing this, you place your bead. You want to make sure like that moon shape, you're going to constantly keep like, you're going to put your brush in the middle. So you see how I looked at like it was a little bit square at first. And then I just placed the brush in the middle where the tip is at, where the moon shape is at. You're just going to constantly keep shaping that out. So that way you can have the perfect moon shape. And when you're going over it with the drill, you don't have to do too much shaping and filing. So for the application part, you guys, I left the time real time, so that way you guys can really see how I apply my acrylic when it comes down to doing the duck nails. The moon shape, you want to make sure you molding that acrylic into that perfect shape, okay? Because it's very, very important. You do not want to be there all night drilling when you have other clients. I also make sure I go ahead and build my apex up and have the perfect cuticle bead. So you're just gonna watch and see how I do that. One thing I can really tell you guys, like I said in one of my previous videos when I was doing duck nails, you have to really take your time with application, because you do not want to sit here and have to file and drill when it's time. Like, you don't want to be overworking yourself, especially when you have other clients. The duck nails is already a funny looking shape, and that's why I felt like I couldn't really get into it when I first started doing duck nails. But then over time it grew on me, like I said before. It grew on me and I decided to give it a try. But like I said, it is a very funny shape nail, so you don't want to have to sit here and rethink when it's time to drill it when you're done doing the application. And it's a lot to go with duck nails. There's a lot to do, but you just have to make sure you are doing your application as perfect as possible.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind. So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind. so high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind. Get on board. We're soaring on top of the world. Get on board. We're soaring on top of the world. Fly so high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Flying, get on board. We're soaring on top of the world.
Now I am done doing the application. It is time for me to drill. I make sure I debulk the nails down, and I also make sure I clean up my moon shape of the duck nails. You don't want to do too much, but just to clean it up and make sure it's look very nice. And I always make sure I seal my cuticles. When you seal that cuticle and clean around that side walls, you're gonna have no lifting.
We're soaring on top of the world. Flying, get on board. We're soaring on top of the world.
I always go ahead and pull the client's skin back, because sometimes the acrylic will get stuck there, and you want to make sure you don't cut your clients, especially if you're new to doing the filing with the e-file and shaping and stuff. Don't be scared. Make sure you holding your client fingers and you're pulling their skin back as you drilling. Sealing that cuticle, get very, very close to the cuticle area, so that way, like I said, you don't have no lifting, and you have like a very flush, natural looking nail. So once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and use my 8080 grit nail file, which I always tell you guys, 8080 grit nail files are like the best files to file with because it leaves you with a nice clean shape and you don't have to do too much. It's very sharp. Everything just looks nice and clean. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys use buffers? Like after you do your nails, do you use buffers? I stopped using buffers because I feel like once I'm done, I use the sanding band and I just go ahead and smooth out the nail like that. I mean, you can still use buffers. I mean, I can if I want to, but I just feel like the nails is already smooth after that, so I don't necessarily need to use the buffer anymore. So I just save time and money and just don't buff out the nails. I just use the sanding band. And to me, when I use the sanding band, it just makes the nails still look nice and smooth, like as if I buffed the nails. So it's literally you saving time and money. So you can just basically do this quickly and still shape up the nails where you need to shape it up at if you need to, and make sure you get in underneath the nail. That's very important because underneath, nobody wants stuck acrylic underneath their nail, and then you know you have clients that get annoyed by that and they start trying to take the acrylic out by themselves and then end up breaking the whole nail or something like that. But I always make sure I leave the bottom of my client nails still looking nice and clean with no acrylic underneath it. So now here I'm just going to go ahead and draw my French. I'm using D&D French tip gel polish, nice white color. Before I draw on my French, I like to do a matte top coat and cure it in the lamp for 60 seconds so that way it's easier to draw the French on, or I could use a base coat. It all depends on you. But comment down below, why do people feel like French tip nails should be cheaper? Acrylic French, gel French, whatever French, it take time. And people always think like, oh, it's basic, it's simple set, I'm gonna do simple. To me, French is not simple. That, I don't know if it's just me, but it's not a simple set. Like, you still have to make sure you making all the French even, and then you actually sitting there hand painting it. That's hard. And another thing that people have to realize, a long time ago when they used to do French nails, they just put a white tip and then they'll put the clear acrylic over it. That was simple. That's 1, 2, 3. Like, it didn't have to do that much work. Nowadays, you have to put a lot of work into drawing the French. That's why I always feel as if French are not cheap at all. It's not a cheap set, especially if you're drawing it, hand drawing it, yet alone doing all acrylic French. That's not easy. I don't even like doing all acrylic French. Like, if you see me doing all acrylic French, it had to be a good day because I'm telling y'all, I really hate doing all acrylic French. To me, it takes too much time. And it's just too much. I don't be having time for that. Nails already take a long time. So just imagine having to do a set that's going to take even longer to do. I ain't doing it. This is the final look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to leave a comment. Bye.